bear markets are the best time to buy into new crypto projects. And I'm not talking about microcap altcoins. I'm talking about real solid projects, ones that have been around for 5 years plus, that have active team of developers that have been continuing to grow and improve during this entire bear market. So today's video, I want to talk about one project that has come on my radar. A lot of you guys have been talking about it on Twitter. It is a top 200 market cap project, and it's called Lisk. This project has been around for quite a while. It had reached an all-time high of around $32 per coin in previous bull markets and has been hit extremely hard during this bear market. Like many altcoins, despite all that, it is still seeing massive growth, massive new partnerships, and it is still a top 200 crypto by market cap. So let's talk about it. Lisk is a platform for developers to basically build, distribute, monetize, and build entire new blockchain projects. The cool thing about Lisk is that it's a blockchain application platform that basically has an entire goal of making blockchain accessible to everyone by creating a world in which everyone benefits from the technology. And if you look at it on Twitter, they have quite a big following with great engagement, which is probably why it is one of the largest cryptos by market cap. But what they describe themselves as is JavaScript meets blockchain. They say that they are an open source blockchain application platform written in JS, which is ultimately bridging the gap between accessibility and Web3 adoption. The important thing about this is that it is written in JS, which is the most popular developer coding language out there. More developers use that than any other coding language, and this makes it very accessible, very usable. It makes it very easy for developers to build blockchain applications. When you're looking at Lisk, a few things stand out. Their whole goal is making blockchain accessible to everyone, like I said, but Lisk, they set themselves the goal to make blockchain technology accessible for a future in which everyone benefits from it. Their whole goal is to empower developers with a software development kit for blockchain applications, and are working on interoperability solutions, which we have big announcements for, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. So ultimately, this platform has been building during the bear market. It's not focused on individual projects or one ecosystem succeeding. Its ultimate goal is to just make it easy for blockchain developers to build projects. It has a whole goal of interoperability in the future, and this is developer focused. When you're looking at their project, you can see there already are so many apps built on Lisk, which are like Identity, Topa City, RGB, Fayette. They have NFT marketplaces and many more. Now let's talk a little bit about their token, because with this token, there's a few important things about Lisk. Like I said, Lisk is a major token ranked number 170 to 175 in terms of crypto market cap. But when you're looking at the project, the things that stand out with the token in particular is that LSK is the utility token for the Lisk network. It ultimately is used for all the different various actions taking place in the Lisk network. And the important thing about this is that, yes, we have seen its price come down significantly during the bear market like every other altcoin, but they have a huge announcement with something called the Lisk Platform, which is going to make interoperability, cross-chain development so much easier. That's going to add so much value to this token, as why I have personally been accumulating it as of recently. The way it actually works is a user will soon be able to register their blockchain applications, and that will require LSK tokens to do so. So all these different entrepreneurs and developers that are building applications on the Lisk network, the supply of LSK, it's required to use those tokens to actually launch and register blockchain applications on the network. So that helps drive the value up long term. When you're looking at their token, other things are they have two main ways to actually how to store it. While this token is available on all of the top crypto exchanges, you can see it listed how it's available on Binance, Kraken, Polynex, Bitrex, Huobi, OKX, Bitpanda, Huobi Japan, Crypto.com. It's basically on every single exchange. But while you can just buy it on exchanges, they have two main ways to store it. The first is going to be with their Lisk mobile wallet. Lisk mobile is just like a regular crypto wallet, which has basic features such as both send and receive Lisk tokens. You can create brand new addresses straight from the app as well. The thing that gets more interesting is actually with their desktop version. With the desktop wallet, the way it actually works is they have a couple of key features that differentiate it from the mobile wallet. With this, in the Lisk ecosystem, you're able to use their desktop wallet to ultimately participate in voting, which is a key component of the Lisk Network. The Lisk Network is a delegated proof of stake ecosystem, and so you can easily vote and or unvote delegates through the application. This is very, very important. You can see that the desktop version also offers the ability to monitor certain network events, much like how you would look up on Etherscan and things going on with the Ethereum network. Directly from the Lisk desktop wallet, you can see the most recent blocks, delegate forging statistics, top account holders, and much more. You don't have to go and search for all this information. It is all available directly in the Lisk desktop wallet. So all of that is very, very important, and it's why they already have over 250,000 accounts created, over 3 million transactions since 2016. And why so many people and so many developers have been choosing to build on this ecosystem. Next thing I want to go over is going to be with their up-and-coming announcement called Lisk Platform. The Lisk Platform is ultimately going to help with interoperability of blockchain technology in the future. And the important thing with this is that with the Lisk Network and the entire Lisk ecosystem, moving forward, this Lisk platform has a focus on interoperability. So this is going to revolutionize the entire way that developers and different blockchains interact, and with the Lisk platform is going to increase the usability of the network by adding an intuitive user interface in which data can be exchanged across platforms within the ecosystem, helps to connect all the different decentralized applications and all the different projects. So ultimately, it's going to help bring together all of the different components that run the Lisk system with governance, transactions, application production, and every single aspect of it. So this is not only going to increase the value of the token because it makes everything more interoperable, but also it's going to just make the ecosystem easier and better for developers to build on. So that is something that is coming soon, not available just yet, but that is something to look forward to in the future. When we're talking about interoperability is the major focus and whole entire point really of the Lisk platform, because previously they had focused on development and other aspects of it, but this next stage of development is focused solely on interoperability. When you're looking at Lisk, for example, the way it actually works, when you're comparing it versus an Ethereum or a Cosmos or a Polkadot, the important thing about Lisk is that Lisk basically is focused on sidechains. And the way it works is when you're looking at interoperability and implementing all these different sidechains, the thing that I find pretty interesting is that with these sidechains, it makes it much more flexible long term. So while other networks, like I said, like Polkadot and Cosmos have been working on interoperability solutions, Lisk's solution is different because of these sidechains. Lisk proposes an ecosystem made up of a main chain and sidechains, and Lisk uses certificate-based interoperability, a more advanced interoperability solution. And this is important because ultimately there's no limit on how many sidechains can be connected to the main chain. This makes it much more flexible, like I said. It makes it much more scalable, and also makes it so you can see there are even more broad use cases for Lisk's ecosystem versus a Polkadot or versus a Cosmos because of these different sidechains and how developers actually build on the network and the logic behind it. So I'll link this down below if you want to check it out, but the logic behind it and the way that the sidechains operate make it much more flexible and scalable long term. Last thing I want to go over is with their ecosystem. So the Lisk ecosystem, as I previously mentioned, has dozens of applications already built on it. You can see that has Naviti, Calipo, Collecti, Identity, Topacity, and many more products that have already been using and building on the Lisk ecosystem. You can see, for example, like Collecti. You can see with Collecti, it is a Lisk-based NFT marketplace. It has great development, great UI, great UX design, and it already has seen a lot of collections being talked about and getting ready to launch on the platform. So that is pretty cool. You can look at another platform, which is like this project in particular, which is infrastructure for Web of Trust. It is ultimately focused on building an identity and public key infrastructure for the Lisk SDK. So ultimately, Lisk is a very excited ecosystem. It has been building for a long time and has been hit hard in this bear market. So this is why personally I have been accumulating this token as of recently, why I've been starting to purchase it, because it's been hit hard in the bear market, is developer focused. It is focused solely on building a better ecosystem in the crypto space. And recently it has this major push for interoperability and focus on not only connecting all the projects in its ecosystem, but also focus on how it could potentially use cross-chain mechanisms in the future. So let me know your thoughts on this project, but I wanted to share with you because it's a top 200 project that I have been accumulating as of recently.